When someone starts a business, you start a business to grow and to create and to actually give back to the country in terms of what you are creating wealth. Government does not create wealth. It takes in wealth and tries to redistribute, and then it wastes the majority of it.
I don't know if people at home are watching, but I hope you're searching and watching what's happening in the UK. There's people getting cops knocking on their door saying, hey, we saw a Facebook post you did about this, and it's in the category of hate speech, and they're getting arrested at their house. Don't hate on them. Love is love. And you might go, Jeremy, you're being so ridiculous. No, I'm not.
No,
it's like it's becoming more acceptable in these groups because they're pushing it and trying to change ideologies of people's mindsets about children. And
welcome to the podcast.
I was going to see who spoke first.
Welcome to Citizens. Waiting for your hand.
Good to have you guys.
Good to be with you guys. What's going on?
Lots. Have we? I don't even. We do so much shows that I don't know sometimes where we are or when. And
it feels like we actually only hang out at work.
Lately, it's been that way. Lately, it absolutely has been.
So that's how we catch up.
But you're a new dad again, and I don't know if we've actually shared that with our audience.
I think we did last week.
Did we mention it?
We did C9 with Kirk, so we did talk about
we talked about that.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Beautiful family of 4.
I just want to make sure.
Life is good.
Proud uncle wants to talk about
just for those people who are thinking, and maybe they're married, don't have kids, and you're not sure if you want kids.
Have as many babies as possible.
Have kids.
Oh, yeah.
It is the best thing you could ever do. It is the most blessed I have felt in my life.
It absolutely is. There's
having children. It's tough and it's hard and it gets you outside of yourself and you realize 100%. How selfish you were before you had kids. But it's the ultimate act of selflessness when you can bring life and then raise life and sacrifice for that life. It is the biggest blessing you 100%. Can do. Forget money, forget all the other stuff. Have kids.
Yeah, it's the single greatest thing ever.
Yeah, I have just been reminded that so much in the last 3 weeks. Yep. And just how, like last night, Danielle, because obviously brand new babies are breastfeeding and all that, and Danielle's tired, so I put Ada on my chest at 9. I did the first stint where she slept from my chest from like 9 till 1. I'm just kind of surfing on the TV watching, but just enjoying.
So good.
Just I know I'm going to be tired today. I know I'm going to be up throughout the night, but wouldn't want it any other way. Like the best. So anyways.
No, for sure. Like, especially when you now that when you cross the threshold of being a parent, and then when you things aren't as important anymore, like money and promotions and cars and things. So they're all like cool and dandy and great and sure, but it's just like you just realize how superficial everything is. Like it's just means nothing.
I'd say the purpose even changes behind it, because before you want it maybe for status, you want it so I can do what I want when I want, freedom. Like, and don't get me wrong, money and financial freedom is important, but now it's all for a purpose of how can I serve my kids and my family.
I even but even like to take that thought even further, some of the best memories, and I don't, we didn't mean to talk about this. We're just going down this road, but some of the best memories are when I'm the brokest. Like, and I mean that. Like, so like you don't reflect unless it's like mind blowing comfort, like on a United Emirates flight, first class, $50,000 ticket. Like that's something you might look back and go, wow, when we spend that much money. But the best memories I have is when we didn't have enough. We figured it out. We decided to take instead of a normal sled, we sled on a garbage lid. You know what I mean? And then you figured it out, and then we built a slide out of this, and it wasn't like, have you seen the video going around where the parents ask the kids, what'd you get for Christmas last year? And not one child can think of a gift they got last year. But when you ask them, hey, what was some of the fun things we did last year? Oh, we built a slide and it wrapped up the side of our house, and then we crashed, and then we built a snowman at the end of it and blew into it. It's like, it's like, that's just some of the, having no money forces you to get creative. You figure it out and you make some incredible memories.
That's a solid point. That's actually not just for your family, even when you're building business, even in personal things, you're trying to figure out. When you get to a place, call it of desperation or when things are tight, it's amazing how ingenuity can come forth, how creative you can be, how new breakthroughs and new solutions all of a sudden present, because you're now applying your mind to something 100%. In a different way that really that part of your brain, I think, can get coded when you have comfort and excess comfort
100%.
And excess coziness.
Totally. Yeah.
Comfort kills, man.
Yep. It absolutely does.
Comfort kills.
Yep. It really, really, really does. Because like even when I think about some of the vacations we've done as our family, Tamara and I work hard to make it as like comfortable and nice and luxurious we can, because it's a vacation. You want to relax. My kids don't care. They care about, can we go skating? Can we go sledding? They just couldn't care less. They don't care. Like to us, we're like, yeah, but do you know how much this restaurant is? They're like, it's food. What are we doing after? Like, they just don't care. They just don't care.
I've got this memory when I was a kid. Mom and Dad taking us to Disney World in Florida. Yeah. And us going, and I can remember the hotel. I should say the motel. And I can remember that, and you're walking up the outside stairs to get to the outside thing. And as a kid, you're just thinking,
this is the best.
This is amazing. I'm so pumped. And I remember like years later looking back at photos of it, I'm like, that place was a dump. I don't know if I would stay there again. But it's funny how the kid's perspective is you don't care anyways.
100%. I wanted to share. I got this. I showed it to you and Paul already. I got sent this video on Sunday from a viewer and a friend of Citizen Podcast, and he threw our photo into AI, and it just randomly did this.
Come on.
Are you ready for this?
This is AI's interpretation of us.
Well, you know what I would like to do heading into Christmas season is make a Christmas version of this. Maybe this will be our episode drop video. Video's about to drop, and you'll see this. Oh gosh, it's so bad and good at the same time.
Just press this. What?
Look at David's face. Who is
that?
The guy standing next to me?
Yeah, totally.
It's a new person.
I've transformed and I've beefed up. I've added 50 pounds.
Let's hit play again.
That's so good.
It has music at the beginning. You're not hearing it because it's kind of glitchy.
I think we have our new show intro. Is this our new show intro?
I don't know. Maybe it is, but it's like, and it's got to stay AI. Like I like the fact that it's like you're transforming. It's
Paul.
So
we should extend that a little longer and just make this our intro.
It's just so ridiculous. Like,
for those who are watching on the podcast or listening on the podcast, you can't see the video. It is a still photo of Jeremy and I for Citizen, and AI transforms and zooms out to our whole bodies doing some sort of syncopated dance.
Perfectly synced.
Perfectly together as somehow we get Buffer and Tanner as the video goes on.
Yeah.
I think it's our new show intro.
Anyway,
let's move on. That is awesome though. Send more in, please. This is what I love about AI. AI moving into the meme world is gold.
It is gold.
We're going to get through, got a couple things we want to chat through. I just want to highlight one quick thing before regarding Canadian politics. We touched on this last week with Kirk Lubomov, but I want to highlight Bill C9 because we recorded last week Thursday when they had the committee, and it was canceled on Thursday, but they're actually reconvening. They reconvened as of this week to continue on regarding the Liberal Bloc coalition, which is essentially Mark Carney and the Liberals.
Do you think that was to lose? They were trying to lose the steam of attention that was on them.
Possibly, yeah.
There was a lot of attention and heat on it.
But it was rescheduled for like 4 to 5 days later. So yeah, maybe it was a delay for that. Maybe it was just scheduled. I don't know. Yeah. But anyways, the reason why it's important is Bill C9 is igniting a giant culture war within Canada of faith versus free speech, or religion and free speech, and how that works. And Carney's backing the Bloc's acts on essentially Bible protections, you can call it. We got into it last week with Kirk about the origins of it regarding Muslims in Quebec and acts that they've been doing on the different streets and public prayer and all that jazz, and Quebec's having an issue with it. So the Bloc brought forth basically a broad sweeping change that removes all protections for all religious groups. And you're seeing a lot of pastors and different religious leaders up in arms. And this is the Combating Hate Act Bill C9 that's been proposed. Obviously, the Liberals, what they get out of it is the Bloc will support it if this amendment is in it to pass the whole bill.
Yeah,
that's the win for both sides.
And it's wild because it takes out the approval processes that were typically in these types of things to slow them down to make sure that their due process is done properly.
Yep,
and that's out now, taken out
100%.
It's crazy.
And you're seeing a lot of different pastors that are, and you and I are pastors as well. Mm-hmm. We know the danger and the slip. It's not just a slippery slope. This is like you're already riding down the slope when you already have an erosion of free speech like we have been in our country. Yep. And now you're taking out a sure protection for religious people and what they have when it comes to the Bible calls certain things sin, and preaching and teaching from the word. This literally puts every pastor in the crosshairs on a Sunday morning for teaching what
it also
they
puts every citizen
says.
In the crosshairs. Like what you also see in, I don't know if people at home are watching, but I hope you're searching and watching what's happening in the UK, is there's people getting cops knocking on their door saying, hey, we saw a Facebook post you did about this, and it's in the category of hate speech, and they're getting arrested at their house for a post they did in the past. So like the redefining of this is such a slippery slope. It's so dangerous. It stops people from having conversations like podcasts like this. You can't freely talk about good ideas and bad ideas and go, okay, but why? But why? Instead, they would just say, hate speech, arrested. Like, and then you're going to court. Sometimes you won't even know why or how. It even says they could freeze your social accounts without even notifying, telling you, or explaining why. It's nuts. Yeah, it's really crazy. So yeah, I'm glad you bring that up again.
Well, and Carney defended it recently in question period. And one of the things I think he said, hate isn't holy, was one of his statements of defending it. And yeah, again, a statement that doesn't really mean anything, right? When you don't even understand. We as Canadians don't understand the word hate because we can't even define it, right? We have bad definitions of it in our Constitution and the amendments, especially still C9. And then, so anyways, just wanted to bring that back up because that is not just a religious issue, right? It is an issue for all Canadians and freedom of speech. We've talked a lot about true freedom of speech, and we don't have true freedom of speech in Canada. We have already hate speech laws. We already have pre-existing laws that can handle these issues that, frankly, governments and police authorities are not wanting to handle because of the religion or the race of the people groups that are committing certain things. And that is a serious problem that we have in our country. So this is why citizens need to be informed and understand and be aware of bills that are passing. Because if you weren't aware of this, if you're not paying attention to what's happening in our country, you might wake up in 6 months and all of a sudden police are knocking on your door because you committed a hate speech crime that you had no idea about because something passed under our watch.
Because they redefined it. They changed it. They changed the shape of it. And that's the real question is, who is the person who is deciding at this? Who is it? And how will culture continue to shape that and change that? That's what's crazy, is that it can keep evolving, keep changing. Language changes, words change meaning. It's all wild. Like I know this might seem extreme, but like, for example, there's a file group called something before 8 or it's too late. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Something like that. It's something along those lines. And if you guys know in the comments, let me know. And YouTube might flag me just for saying that. But that's actually a real group. So it's a group of people who are advocating to have sex with children before 8, which is so evil and so nuts. But they are trying to change with that love is love. Let me love what I love. Why do you block my love? And so they're trying to push that, trying to change it. And if they make traction over time, there might come a place where someone goes, don't hate on them. Love is love. And you might go, Jeremy, you're being so ridiculous. No, I'm not.
No,
it's like, it's becoming more acceptable in these groups because they're pushing it and trying to change ideologies of people's mindsets about children. Well, and
this is when you have the slow erosion and shifting, not just of language, but of definitions and morality. And when we make morality subjective, meaning you choose your morality, I will choose my morality, and you have no ultimate form of morality. That's why from our opinion, the biblical context and God giving us what morality is so vital, is that it shifts over time. And before you know it, there's even another name that started coming under our Canadian government of changing it away from pedophilia to age minor attraction or something like that.
Minor attracted person.
Yeah, minor attracted persons or something like that.
MAPS.
So if someone can comment, let us know what the proper name is.
It's MAPS.
See,
minor attracted person.
These are euphemisms.
Yeah.
And these are things soften how we look at something that probably 99% of Canadians would think is disgusting and evil and should never go there.
Yeah.
But when you have the slow erosion and shifting and changing, and you start hating on certain groups, and when you look at groups like a broader group of LGBTQ plus groups, and you look at other groups that would be, it's even funny seeing some of the disassociation between people who are in the gay community with LGBTQ, and then you have another community of, call it age pedophilia and stuff. All my point is saying all this is that as things start to shift, we start to slowly accept. And before you know it, the line has been moved so incredibly far. And that's why all this is so important, that we're on top of it and we understand. So
anyway, we don't have to get into this now, but have you seen the Leo Skeppy videos I've been sending you?
I watched the most recent one you told me, or 2 days ago you sent me.
That's crazy. It's wild.
I never knew who this guy was.
Me neither.
I had no idea who he was.
Yeah, he's big.
And the first video you sent me was he opened up by saying, reading the Bible has changed my sexuality.
Yeah, I know.
And so I didn't know he was. I didn't even know he was a gay man. I didn't know any of that stuff.
Oh, that's the first one you watched?
First one I watched. Oh, wow. And so obviously halfway through, I got the assumption I think the guy is gay. But
yeah, he is. He's very open about it, but he's like, he's talking about how like it's transforming and changing his actual desires. And it's changing the way he looks at this. And then at the end of the video, he goes, I don't think you can choose to be gay. I think you were born that way. But again, he's making these stances, but then all of a sudden new videos come out and he's you can see the transformation happening from the word, is challenging all of his beliefs and his questions. And it's so interesting.
So who is he and why is he popular?
He's just a big social media guy. That's
an influencer?
Just a big influencer. That's just very likable, he's funny and all over the place. And so I think he kind of speaks to the larger crowd. And out of nowhere, he decides to order a Bible. He had a desire to order the Bible and read it. And of course, he got a lot of hate on it. And then he all of a sudden goes back at everyone. He goes, what do you care? Like, what? Let me read the Bible. Like, get off my back. Like, he's like, let me do what I want. What do you guys care? Super interesting to watch and see that. I have a bunch of videos that I want to get to, and each one of these videos are actually extremely, unless you want to add anything to Leo Skeppy there. But
no, but this one final quote though.
Yep.
It's Chris Jamie, older quote. The foundation of morality on the human sentiments of what is acceptable behavior versus repulsive behavior has always made morals susceptible to change. Much of what was repulsive 100 years ago is normal today. And although it may be a slippery slope, what is repulsive today is possible to be normal 100 years into tomorrow. Mm-hmm. The human standard has always been but to push the envelope over and over. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. Just, again, that's how things shift over time.
Yeah, it's totally true. Completely true.
Okay. Where are we going?
I got a bunch of these videos that are like, again, they're all over the place, but they're all relevant on things we've actually touched on or continue to touch on or things that develop. Mm-hmm. And they're kind of like worldview, economic stances, or political views. Like they're all dealing with like hot button issues. But also, I believe they're very telling and revealing when you watch them. So okay, I'm ready to see this one. So hopefully it streams right away. It's good.
Since 2015, there's been 950,000 new jobs added in the government. Government jobs since 2015 have accounted for 30% of all the new jobs in Canada. Think of that. 30% has been from federal, provincial, municipal governments. And what does that mean? Bigger government, bigger payroll, higher long-term spending, bigger deficits, bigger debt, higher taxes. It's like our parliamentary budget officer said, this is unsustainable.
Crazy, eh?
That's nuts.
950,000 since 2015. And so he goes, and so it obviously sounds positive. He goes, 950,000 jobs have been added to the government. And you're just like, oh my gosh. Like
that is such a massive bloat.
Isn't that crazy?
That's bureaucracy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Off the charts. Like it's, and the reason for that is like the reason that we are have such a tone to us is because it's not spurring on or cultivating the economy to grow. It's not creating new opportunity or new revenues or new taxes or new nothing. It's like, of course, there are a lot of essentials built into there, firefighting and police and roads, and we get that. But we can achieve those without that kind of bloat. It's crazy.
So to add to that,
yeah,
over the past 2 years, mm-hmm. Canada has, that's a lot of jobs.
Oh yeah.
Was it 2015 in the last 10 years?
That's 10 years, yeah.
Okay.
950,000.
Government jobs. You look at Canada and you look at the data about very little to almost no new outside investment in Canada. You look at new business growth, meaning startups from entrepreneurs who are building businesses in Canada. It is next to no growth. Like there's not a lot of new businesses starting and growing and building because of conditions in Canada. So we've had a lot of growth that is offset by government growth, which is not actually creating anything. It actually is, it is a net disadvantage in terms of the economy because they aren't outputting. When someone starts a business, you start a business to grow and to create and to actually give back to the country in terms of what you are creating wealth. Government does not create wealth. It takes in wealth and tries to redistribute, and then it wastes the majority of it.
Look see my calculator here? So I did 950,000 divided by 10. So that's 95,000 jobs a year divided by 12 months divided by 30 days which is meaning 7 days a week. So that's 263 jobs, 7 days a week for 10 years straight. Being added.
Hired.
Every single day for 10 years.
Crazy. Okay, so to add to that stat, number of full-time jobs created in Canada over the past 2 years, from November 2023 to November 2025. Over the past 2 years, Canada has only created 396,000 full-time jobs. And most
Since
of them
when?
In the last 2 years. And most of them were, so you're talking about government jobs. Yep. I'm talking about outside government jobs.
Yep.
Most of them were created over a year ago, meaning there's not new. When you have new businesses, it creates new opportunities, new employment, new jobs, blah, blah, blah. You build new pipelines, guess what? We need a lot of people to hire to build, because now you're creating wealth. Government doesn't create where more people end up getting it. Alberta, out of all the provinces though, Alberta has led the country, creating almost 1/3 of those full-time jobs. Alberta has created more full-time jobs than Ontario and more full-time jobs than all the provinces east of Ontario combined.
Wow.
In terms of new potential and new growth. And not that job creation it's an important metric. It's not the only metric. We made that joke last week about, well, if we just talk about old-time jobs of digging ditches with shovels, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And all of a sudden a new tractor comes along and it puts 100 people out of work because the tractor can do the work of 1,000 men or whatever. And if it's, what about all those jobs? Well, if we just want to create more jobs, just give all those ditch diggers spoons. We can get 10,000
more jobs.
So it's not just about job creation. Yeah. It's about productivity. It's about wealth creation. It's about creating all these opportunities.
100%.
We have an issue with that, which is very important to understand, and that's why I'm interested to see how Mark Carney and his government's going to react with them pushing through a lot of their major projects. What's the bill called with the major projects that they're going through? I gotta find it. I have it here somewhere. The Nation Forge bill rockets through. Yeah, so fast track the mega projects in Canada. There's a bunch of them he listed maybe a number of weeks ago. Yep. In obviously this tariff environment, I think it's Bill C-27. Oh, that's right. It's the Nation Building Acceleration Act. So he's putting through all these mega projects to help Canada move forward, which is good and bad. Hopefully, there's some. We have all matter of opinion about what we want different.
I have to look at it.
But I'm going to be surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm interested to see how that's going to turn out, because that in theory should create more jobs. The only problem I have with it though, it's government led.
Yeah.
We have so many issues where we need to build up our private sector that actually builds and grows. So anyways, enough on that.
Shifting gears to another one, because I feel like we could talk about every one of these about a full show.
Let's go.
This one's from Australia, but the concept's the same because we have the same ideas of policies that are mandated in Canada, and that's net zero. So here you go. So this is the Australian government.
How much do we need to invest to get to net zero?
So I'm not sure exactly what question you're asking over what time frame.
The goal is net zero by 2050, so that's the time frame.
That's right. And between now and then, there's a lot of private investment that will take place.
I'm only asking, didn't you just do a modelling exercise?
Yeah, we did. So
how much? What's the figure?
So I'm not sure whether we have a figure of the total amount of investment, but it's also, I'm not quite sure how meaningful the question is. Some of this investment is government, some of this investment will be private sector. In fact, the vast majority of it will be in the private sector.
I'm asking for both, because presumably the modelling exercise looked at the whole economy. So how much capital investment is required to get to net zero by 2050?
Dr. Heath, do we have a figure on that?
She's dancing.
So it depends exactly how you're asking the question. So the modelling exercise, as we discussed at the last estimates, was designed to understand the path to net zero. Right. The baseline of what would happen if we didn't have the target is not something that was part of the exercise.
So and you can't tell me, despite all the modelling that was done.
Oh, it's so stupid.
And the spruiking the government's done of it, you can't tell me how much money Australia has to spend to get to net zero by 2050.
So like just think about how it's outrageous that is. Let's make this into a super simple example. Hey, we're going to drive cross country together. We have a car. We're going to go to Ottawa. David and I are going to go to Ottawa. And you say, how far is it and how much gas is it going to take? Because I need to budget how much money to achieve the goal of getting where we need to go.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. We should figure that out. No. How much money, Jeremy, do we need to get the gas so we can actually get there? I don't know, but we just need to raise some money How much? $50, $100, $10,000? How much is it going to take us to go? I don't know, but we just got to keep investing in it. It's ambiguous, and they're doing that on purpose because it's a carrot. They're dangling a carrot of net zero. If it like we've had experts on the show talk about, we are net zero. Look at Canada. We have more trees than we could ever try to offset because we are so far, so deep.
Yeah,
into the negative net zero. Call it what you want. But this is the same idea here. I think ours is 2035. It's not even 2050, right?
Ours is 2050.
Is it 2050?
I'm pretty sure it's 2050.
I thought it was earlier. But
there's other things with 2035 when it comes to automobiles and cars.
Oh, that is, you're right. You're right. It's automobiles.
Sales or something.
Yeah, you're totally right. But even
if that's still relevant, I'm not sure.
It's so insane because there's so many complication and issues that have come up with all of that, with batteries and the Arctic not the Arctic, like these polar vortexes that drop on Canada.
Yeah.
And when solar doesn't work, our sun goes down at 4:00 in the winter. Like.
And it's up at 9.
I know, 9 to 4. Like, it's not even, it's just hilarious. And
I think, so the net zero climate, quote unquote, existential crisis that we're facing is largely driven by climate alarmists.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the climate alarmists are running the largest grift in like human history.
Mm-hmm. No question.
I am not saying that we should not be more responsible and try to let innovators and engineers do the work to be as responsible as we possibly can. I think generally the idea of net zero, it's a great idea if we can over time. But I think the models and the views going forward have always been, they're so pessimistic about now. How, like, for example, how much money do we have to invest? How much do we have to give up to save the world from self-implosion because of our climate problem? No, those are alarmists that are, I think, majority of them are profiting off of this stuff. And whether Prime Minister Mark Carney he's a big believer in it. Who is Al Gore? I think that guy's made billions off of this climate predictive things for the last 25 years.
Well, even like
you look at all the predictions, even going from the 80s and the 90s. My point is, it's not an existential crisis. It is something that we need to be more responsible on. I believe that we can. It's not doom and gloom. It's not fear mongering.
It's virtue signaling at its finest right now, and they don't
for profit.
Yeah, for profit, massive profit. And they don't. They aren't actually headed down a path to actually solve these problems. Even like the problems like what you quickly said there. You said the idea of net zero is a good idea. Giant asterisks on that is if we can figure out electric sustainability, batteries that last longer than 5 years, that don't have to be tossed forever, windmills that don't go into graveyards, windmills that are a technology that can work in the depth of winter, solar that has longer than 7 hours of daylight. Like we need something that does work, and the current idea of it doesn't work. Yeah, especially up in colder climates, it just doesn't work. That's the thing. Is like the idea is good. How is everything?
And you have to ask the question. This is a piece of advice for everybody. You have to ask the question when looked at something, at what cost?
Yep.
So yes, we want to be environmentally friendly. Yep. Yes, we want to be, if we can, net zero, not the whole climate alarmers, but at what cost? So now bring it back to Canada. Mark Carney's all about carbon capture, all about these facilities we have to build if we're going to be doing pipelines. And I think that's driven by an alarmist narrative of, if we don't get our act in order, we're going to lose. And side note, Canada is such a minor player in this compared to the other countries in the world when it comes to carbon output and all that. But the thing is that at what cost? Is it worth Canada sacrificing our oil and gas, our third largest reserves in the world of power, of oil, of natural gas, and putting extra pricing, making us less competitive, not being able to get it out onto the world stage, which hurts us financially, hurts us economically, hurts our citizens? Are we willing to do all of that to hit this ethereal goal of carbon capture net zero? Well, if you believe that the world's going to blow up, or not blow up, it's going to die tomorrow because of carbon issues or soon, you'll probably say, yeah, it's worth everything.
Which it's not. But it needs carbon. Trees need carbon.
So within time.
Volcanic ash and forest fires, they feed off of it. It cools the earth. It's all in the design. It's all needed. Of course, we have to figure out to not poison the rivers and the food and the animals and all this stuff. It's like, but when it comes to carbon, it's like, oh my gosh. They literally... greenhouses literally pumps carbon dioxide into the greenhouses to get them more food to eat.
Yeah, exactly. The whole modeling thing is so
hilarious.
The science is the jury's still out on all of it. So
funny.
at what cost?
Yeah, at what cost?
Oh gosh, should we move on from that?
Yeah, what was I just going to say though? There was something I was going to say on it. At what cost? Gosh, I had a good thought.
You'll come back to it.
Yeah, well, okay. Next video.
It's crazy how our brains do that. Like it's right there. You can't pick it up, and all of a sudden you move on, and the brain just decides it's like a delayed function, just to mess with you.
Well,
Not there.
We'll get there. This one's a bit edgy, but also it shows the world view, I think, that is coming down from education, and it's this guy's tactic and approach is pretty tactful, pretty amazing actually.
Okay.
I think I have it right here.
Excuse me, ma'am. Do you have 30 seconds? Can I steal you real quick?
What is it about?
So, one, we're doing a big social experiment. We're filming this for YouTube and Instagram. So we're trying to end puppy abortion. When the pounds overrun, instead of finding them a place to live when these moms are pregnant, they're just killing the puppies in the womb. They call it euthanasia. And we're like, hey, we think they have a right to life. Let's find them a home. We shouldn't be killing them in the womb. Is that something you'd be down to support?
I love animals.
All right, thank you. And then super quick. I know you probably got to go. So in America, we actually do the same thing to humans. And we call it women's health. We're killing babies in the womb.
Yeah.
And we're saying they should have the right to life. Is that something you'd be against as well?
I don't know. I don't want to say it, like, I don't want to sound bad, but I mean, sometimes I feel where people coming from when they do babies.
Well, let me ask you personally, where are you at with it? It's more, I think it's more than bad.
Yeah, it is. It's bad for animals and for babies. Okay, I'll sign it.
Do you believe in it?
You can see her
I don't want you to sign it
right?
to make me happy or something. Because I want you to think about this.
Yeah.
You had no hesitation.
Yeah.
Is that?
I mean,
does that do something?
I'm saying for other people.
Can I bring up a touchy comparison?
Yeah.
So back in the days of slavery, a slave master would say, "Don't tell me what to do with my slave," and I would say, "That's a freaking injustice. I am going to tell you what to do with that slave.
Yeah.
You're not going to treat him like that. You're not going to have a slave. It's wrong." I don't think that anyone should have the right to kill a human being.
True.
I think we should speak up when we see injustice.
So why is it more signatures on that one than that one? Tell me why that?
Because people are conflicted just like you were.
Yeah.
And people straight up say, "I'll sign this, I will not sign this." They do not value human life. They value animals more than people. That's why our nation...
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Like, and I say amazing in the sense of like, I'm floored. I can't even, but also his tact is beautiful because he's showing the hypocrisy that we have in our worldview, in the way we approach that. We value animals and puppies more than we do human beings. And he's showing the hypocrisy in it, but then also speaking to the heart of it.
Yeah.
And you can see her wrestling with it in real time. And I just saw this video and I was like, what a beautiful approach to it, because I think a lot of the times we lead this argument with anger, frustration, and dominance, and conviction, and we try to go after people. But here he's trying to just go after compassion, and be like, do you see how we're missing it? We value humans, and we are humans, and when you obviously you're a fresh dad again, and you hold that little baby girl, and you're just like, I can't imagine, I just can't imagine someone not having that or wanting that or killing a human like that. Like it just, and so when he does it this way, there's such a beautiful, compassionate approach about it, and it's just quite refreshing how he handles it. I like
how it teaches us how you can approach. We all can approach certain subjects a lot better. People can get triggered really quickly, and you lose the ability to actually have a conversation.
Yeah,
we live in a world where we usually don't have proper, nuanced, in-depth conversations and give people room to explore and to move if they hold an opinion that you disagree with. We just get upset and frustrated. Why aren't you where I am at already? And that's just not necessarily in the abortion world, a lot of the world. So we can all learn a big lesson about how to actually have a conversation and have grace.
And this is why
where
C9,
a person is, but then also not backing off on why you believe what you believe when it comes to this type of thing.
And this is why what you said about C9 at the beginning is so important, because you can see how if that conversation was illegal to have, you wouldn't be having you wouldn't be protecting a life potentially. Yeah. Whereas it'd be illegal, against the law, arrested, and then you're not letting conversation happen. Good ideas and bad ideas. She had the right to oppose him, and she kind of did at first, and he opposed her, and they kind of wrestled with the concept. And C9 would say, not allowed by someone in the government who goes illegal, arrested. Like, that's the importance that we've pushed back on bills like C9. It's huge.
The other going on the
going
on the slippery slope angle from what we were talking about last time is that starting with the idea that unborn humans are less worthy
because
unborn puppies, that makes people think.
I know it does, yeah.
And all humans are created equal. We're all created in the image of God.
One.
And we believe in defending the defenseless. And a broader thing, again, euphemisms, women's rights is a euphemism for killing a baby.
Yeah.
I think we may have to bleep that for YouTube who hasn't heard it.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
But this is such a hot topic, and I don't think there's a lot of nuance in this. I really don't.
No, there's not.
And
I'd say there's zero nuance. There's nothing.
Oh, you did say that?
Yeah.
It comes down to a culture of convenience. Mm-hmm. I want my own personal convenience over the inconvenience of having someone now that is dependent on me. And looking at my baby girl and also thinking back of when Gabriel was born and you thinking of when your kids were born. And this is just recent for me, 3 weeks ago. And this baby came out. Human, beautiful, instantaneous, would give my life for her. That's my girl. Mm-hmm. Human being. Has a future. Has a purpose. Yeah. It's got giftings, abilities, feelings, everything. Yeah. The difference between that girl and who she was 5 minutes prior was nothing except for a layer of skin and muscle that was over her.
Yeah.
So,
and in Canada, you can do full-term abortions in Canada.
And people who are either this is going to be really harsh. You're okay with the killing of it is you are putting your head in the sand and not actually comparing and thinking, what am I doing at 9 months, 8 months type of thing. Or there's something seriously wrong that we're okay, where we have dehumanized people. And this is the problem we've seen, not just in abortion. You look at countries who have mass exterminated certain people groups.
Yeah.
It's because there's been a dehumanization process. And as a culture, we have to be on guard for that.
Yep. And I don't care the situation. Like I actually got into a very cool conversation with a construction guy doing construction on my house. I don't know how we got here. I'm trying to remember how we got there. We ended up getting abortion because we were talking about belief, and then he decided to just bring up a hot button issue. Well, what about abortion? So you just think every life? I went, yes, everyone. He goes, what about ones born in rape? I went, that doesn't change the importance of life, man. If this is a brutal thing to say, but if that were to happen to one of my daughters, I would raise that kid. It doesn't change anything. You think I would get rid of that?
All are created.
I don't care.
Equally.
Yeah. And then when I've gone down the road of YouTube where you find these people who were born in rape and how precious and beautiful and amazing human beings they are. They go, thank God my mom didn't. And you're just like, of course it's painful. Of course it's brutal. What we need to put our energy and focus on is supporting those moms, finding homes, giving them money, helping them solve their problems so that they can actually live and be supported. That's what we need to put all this energy towards.
And you also don't
Holy smokes. And if they want adoption, we let them and we pay for it.
And the amount of abortions that happen, a very, very, very small amount are due to those extreme, disgusting circumstances, 100%. But that does not take away the value of what was produced out of that. And
for people who have done it, obviously, we're men of faith. Don't let guilt blind you on this. There's redemption in that, and there's saving in that, and there's forgiveness in that. And so if you're approaching this of going, I want to justify, catch yourself, rein yourself back and go, okay, how can I objectively look at this?
That's the beauty of Jesus and 100% is that forgiveness and restoration is for all people.
I know people very close to me who are Christians 100%. Who have done this. Yeah. And they're still saved, and they're still covered by God's grace and love.
And they're walking free.
Beautifully. Yep.
Like it says in Romans 8, therefore now there is no condemnation in Christ Jesus.
100%. It's so, I just got goosebumps thinking that. It's so cool. We only have a few minutes left, and we're shifting gears. We're flying through a lot.
We should do these shows more often.
We're flying through.
We just kind of hit up the different cultural hot points.
These are all awesome. These are all cultural. This one's just hilarious, and the hypocrisy is absolutely hilarious. Here's another one. You ready? I got to watch it. You got to look closely, okay? So they're posing with an F Elon sign, and it's also sending out Wi-Fi by Starlink.
I love it, man. Have you seen those Teslas?
F-U Elon.
Have you seen those Teslas that people have bumper stickers that say, I bought this before Elon went crazy?
So what is going on there? So it's an F-U Elon sign, and then there's a Wi-Fi sticker done by Starlink where they're taking it from him. It's like, the hell.
We just live in the biggest double standards in the world, man. Like the other day, I wish I could bring this up quickly. So Canadian double standard, which just made me laugh so hard, is remember, boycott the United States. Tariffs, stop traveling to the United States. Stop buying things from the United States. Doug Ford, get all alcohol from the United States off the shelves. Yeah. Promote Crown Royale from Gimli, right? From that's your backyard.
Yeah, it is.
All that stuff. And then what was the headline last week? Canada to buy $3 billion worth of missiles from the United States. Mark Carney and Trump shaking hands.
It all means
so
nothing,
all in the names of elbows up and the support of what Carney and the federal government ran on in terms of anti-Trump. They're destroying Canada. You guys should boycott them. Guess what your Canadian government goes and does? Continues to make deals and buys. My point is double standards all the time. We overreact and we emotionally react, and that's what we got to just be smarter.
Well, I know,
and take time to think things through.
Look at this one here. So this guy, is from, I think, Rebel in Australia, I think, or something. He's like he kind of gets in the nitty gritty all around the world, but he poses something in kind of the name of no skin in the game, and you'll see it quick. So you got to pay attention here. It's good.
My sister is trans, and she, it's like when someone's like talking about something that directly affects you and they have no skin in the game. None, nada, zero. Like, it's different.
How do you feel about Israel and Palestine?
I mean, I don't think the genocide in Gaza is good.
Do you have skin in the game? So you're upset.
See your friend in the back?
And I'm talking about people's health care.
I'm talking about people's lives. So my mother lives in Israel. My sister, my brother, you have a really strong opinion about Israel. I'm applying your same argument back at you.
Look at the friend.
You don't know what you're talking about. You've got no skin in the game. And
I'm okay.
See, the friend is like, yeah, you're right.
You see how that works?
And I'm not necessarily talking about that topic right now because it's deep and long and big. But do you see the hypocrisy in thinking? Like, I show this and I save this stuff for these moments so that we can realize, like, guys, like, if no skin in the game is your defending argument, then don't talk about anything and ever. It's like we can discuss stuff that we don't have skin in the game because we intrinsically value people, or we talk about worldview ideas, or countries and people and religion and et cetera, et cetera. It's like, you don't have to have skin in the game. That's why he immediately was like, oh, what's your opinion on this? And then she doesn't even catch it. Like, it's like she has no foresight whatsoever to realize what he's about to do. I'm like, oh.
And I would argue, it depends how you define skin in the game. But as just being part of the human species, we all have skin in the game when it comes to cultural aspects, when it comes to society and how we integrate with each other, how we communicate with each other. We all are a part of this, and we rise together and we fall together. And that's why we all have skin in the game. 100%. When you have crazy ideological things bouncing around that people are taking, you need to stand up for it and speak against it and try to keep people online, because we've all got skin in the game. If some of those woke progressive ideas continued to progress, and definitely Trump moving into office shut a ton of those down, I think we would have lost the United States in a matter of 5 or 10 years, to be honest.
Yeah. I think you're right. When you look, especially imploded. When you and I explored this in one of our shows where we were talking about the debt growth in the US and the interest on the debt, it was growing by $1 trillion every 97 days. Like, think about how much money that is. $1 trillion every 97 days. That's almost 3 and a bit trillion a year. Interest, bam, just growing explosion. So they've already drastically slowed that down. I think they've increased that time frame Someone fact check me, please. I'm asking you to.
Yeah.
I think it's like up to 120 days now, which is
crazy.
You might be like, oh, that's not a lot. It's like actually it is. Well, you've slowed that down drastically, and you have to keep doing that. It's a big hill to climb.
All right, should we
that was fun.
Wrap her up?
I enjoyed that. Yeah.
Well, we got so we're obviously in December, everybody, moving towards Christmas and the New Year. Got a couple of great shows planned ahead for the next following weeks. I know we're going to be having John Carpe join us with the JCCF. We're going to be going in depth all the bills and the things that have been passed through Canada. So you have an update as to where are we at with some of these bills. Are they good? Are they bad? Watch for that. Jared and I are planning our year in review show for the end of December. Want to hear from you guys. Let us know what were some of your favorite episodes, some of the points you remember. If there's certain cultural things that maybe we didn't even hit on, let us know in the comments right now. Check this video out or let us know the topic, because we'll have to review all the things that's happened in Canada. Looking forward to that. Crazy, we're at the year end.
I know.
Last
Weird,
month is blown by. 2
So
weeks, I
fast.
should say. 2.5 weeks till we're till 2026.
Hope everyone has a good Christmas.
Maybe we should start a 2026 challenge for being the best you and me we can be. Health.
This is my philosophy
reading,
on that.
Understanding.
I don't know.
What's your philosophy?
I hate starting things on those things. To me, I'm like, right now. Let's go right now.
Yeah, we'll start for sure.
No,
right now.
You're like, yeah, okay.
Right now we're starting.
That's my philosophy.
I'm saying, but we plan it though.
Of course, plan it. But everybody, when they do it on a day like that and they pick a thing and then they binge before, because then they're like, this is my last hope before I get to. I'm like, no, if you believe in it now. Let's go. Get to the gym.
There's no better time to start than now.
You know what?
It's one of the things I was listening to last night. My point in saying that, though, is if you and I actually want to go through something.
Come on, we want to see it. Good.
David Goggins, who's going to carry the boats?
That's you, buddy.
This is a video that's a 2-hour loop of David Goggins, and he's bench pressing, and they're yelling at him, and he goes, who's going to carry the boats and the logs? And he's like the hardest man on the planet. And he's essentially saying, like, he's just a no excuse guy. And that's my philosophy, is like, the danger of New Year's resolutions is you don't believe in it enough to start now. And again, that's why I was hesitant.
But I was kicked.
I know, and I'm making it too big. I know.
If you and I want to, people want to join us for maybe there's some sort of challenge we're going to do for next year. I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm with you.
Maybe
I'm just saying to people,
because
get serious.
You and I are both getting back into shape
100%.
and working out and all that jazz and trying to be as health conscious and get all areas of our life cleaned up.
Yep.
What if we start some sort of club?
Absolutely.
Let us know.
That's cool. I like that idea.
That's what I mean. Like, it's not just working out. It's like there's all these things and people join us and they follow along the journey. And I wonder, and maybe it has to do with being educated on what's happening in Canada.
I'd love that.
Specific books that we're actually reading to make ourselves smarter and stronger.
Maybe there's like
we've talked about doing a cross country tour.
I know
in 2026 for Citizen.
I'm actually serious about that.
Live events. So
cool.
Lots of stuff on.
I like that idea. Let's explore it.
As you can tell, we're actively brainstorming with you guys live on our show.
Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, jump in the comments. We go to the comments all the time. If you disagree with us on this, and I guarantee you there'll be a lot of people who do, because of a lot of this is hot button issues, please do. We're not Bill C9. We enjoy disagreements, which the government seems to want to call hate speech if you disagree. So please disagree with us. We want to wrestle with it, and we want to hear your thoughts on why we missed it, if we did, if you think we did.
We'll see you guys next time.
Show goes on.